Pasquantino maybe goes first to third. Massey strokes one deep to right center field. Pham looks up. It's off the base of the wall. Salvi chugs to third. Wilson waves him around. Throw goes to third. Salvi scores. Michael Massey strikes again against the White Sox.
Hey, we are right back at it. Welcome to the Royals recap, coming to you on Saturday night, moments after the Royals secure a series win over the visiting Chicago White Sox, 6-1, just thrashing them. Let's go ahead and talk about it, shall we? Welcome to the Royals recap. My name is Jacob Milham. I'm one half of the Royals Rundown podcast. If you're listening to me right now, thank you so much for supporting the pod, but make sure you go check out royalsreview.com for all the Royals related game notes, game recaps, analysis, history, anything that you want to be a more informed Kansas City Royals fan is over at royalsreview.com. But you're here to hear about a winning game for the Kansas City Royals, and it was very similar to Friday night's win. I'm not saying that you can go watch it back and they'd be exactly the same, but it was just very, very one-sided. After a certain point, the Royals just separated themselves early on, scoring 3 runs in the bottom of the first, and they did not look back after that, totaling 6 runs on 9 hits, and also drawing just 3 walks as a team. They really relied on those walks Friday night, but thankfully they just put the bat to the ball, put it in play, and good things happened. The White Sox did help out the Royals a couple of times with 2 errors. That the pickoff error against honestly, I can't even remember who it was against in the field. But all in all, what happened was they kept the inning going, kept an out off the board, and that was a part of the 2-run bottom of the 8th inning from the Kansas City Royals. Folks got it done up and down the lineup, well, except for a couple of folks. Let's go ahead and talk about folks who did get it done. Bobby Witt Jr. having another 3-hit night. You heard that right. Putting in a run and scoring one of his own. No strikeouts as well. Vinny Pasquantino scoring a run, getting a hit of his own. Salvi having a multi-hit game as well, and also drawing a walk, which tied his career total in a season. You heard that right. It is July 20th, and Salvador Perez has already tied his season high for walks. And it's a long time between now and the end of the season, but I sure as hell hope he could draw at least one more walk. I mean, come on now. He's too good not to do that at least. I do want to say, though, just you heard it on the call. Salvi running in from first to third. That gets my heart going. It really, really does. Because we can all joke about Salvi's speed and stuff like that, but man, when he gets moving around the bases, he is moving with a purpose. You know, he has one thing on his mind, and he is going to get that done. He did it on Friday night with a little bit of an awkward slide and going for first to home. Or was it first to home? Hold on, I gotta double check. Yeah, it was first to home on the Michael Massey triples. Whew. Man, it gets the blood pressure going, but it's very exciting to see. Michael Massey had a hit tonight as well. Hunter Renfroe had a hit and a walk, and also knocked in 2 runs of his own. Drew Waters was unfortunately hitless tonight, and Garrett Hampson behind him. Well, he pinch hit for him, drew a walk that got 1 run in on a bases loaded walk. Michael Garcia had a hit of his own and scored a run, and then Kyle Isbell was hitless tonight, unfortunately, also matching Adam Frazier, who was hitless with 2 strikeouts. You heard that right, 2 strikeouts. Nick Lofton came in behind him and got on base, and Dairon Blanco at least ran for him. But the real star of tonight's show was Brady Singer, making his 20th start. It was just dazzling on the mound. 7 innings, 5 hits allowed, no runs, no earned runs, 2 walks with 7 strikeouts. Very efficient outing, 93 total pitches, putting the ball over the plate, and honestly just baffling the opposing White Sox batters really, really looking good. This was his first scoreless start since March 31st. That's right, his first start of the season against Minnesota. And tonight marked his 8th start of at least 7 scoreless innings since 2021. He's tied for the 6th most in the AL during that time frame. So that's pretty dang good. Just speaks to how, I don't want to say how sustained success Singer's had, because 2023 was fairly rough, but he's flashed at times. And when you look at a big window like that, Brady Singer is a fairly impressive starter, no matter how you slice it. He does love pitching at home. In 11 home starts this season, he is now 5-3 with a 2.43 ERA, and the Royals have won 15 of his last 18 home starts dating back to July 2023. Also, if you want a little exercise to go reassure yourself of how great the Royals are, I want you to go back to the start of July 2023 and look at their AL rankings. They have not only been one of the best pitching staffs in that time frame, but they've also kind of been one of the best lineups in that time. So go check that out. I'm not going to run it all down right here. Oh man. Also, Michael Massey, here's an interesting tidbit. He was called out on strikes in the 8th inning, right? That was his first strikeout since July 2nd versus Tampa Bay. Right? He had 37 plate appearances without a strikeout, which was the longest active streak in Major League Baseball. Had a 10-game lead over the next longest. Very, very impressive from him. And unfortunately, the White Sox, they're really sliding. They're really looking bad. Lost 6 consecutive games and 9 of their last 11. They now sit 27-73, the worst record in the majors this season, and the worst record through 100 games in franchise history. They're just the 14th team in Major League history to lose at least 73 of their first 100 games. That is obscenely bad. Goodness gracious. They're now 1-8 against the Royals on the season. Their 5th straight series loss against the Royals, and their 6th straight series loss in Kauffman Stadium since August 2022. Whew. Not good stuff at all. But all that matters are your Royals right now. 54, 45, almost double digits above 500, still solidly above 500, which matters to me the most. They are, as of this recording, there's still some games to be played, but they're a half game back in the wild card standings. And if I am looking at this correctly right now, the Guardians and the Minnesota Twins are not looking too solid on Saturday night, so we'll see what they do. But in the division, they're 6.5 games back as well. So they're still within range, at least, which is very, very promising. So they can go for the series sweep against the White Sox tomorrow. And guess who is making the start? It's Seth Lugo, the one and only, sporting an 11-4 record with a 2.48 ERA on the season. He will face off against the Chicago White Sox's Drew Thorpe, who of his own accord has a 3-1 record with a 3.58 ERA. So it should be good. First pitch is at 1:10 Kauffman Standard Time in Kauffman Stadium. So let's go ahead and get to some interviews courtesy of Bally Sports Kansas City. First up, we will hear from starting pitcher Brady Singer, and then we will hear from manager Matt Quatraro in his post-game availability. But let's hear from our sponsors.
Well, back-to-back 7 scoreless inning outings for Royals starters Michael Walker last night. This guy, Brady Singer, doing it tonight. Brady, how much do you enjoy just following up what he did and continuing to pass that baton?
Yeah, just trying to be like Walker. He set the tone last night. I came out here and tried to do the same thing. Fun night, fun, pitching in front of all you fans, and it's been really fun.
We talk so often about when you can get a little early offense, and you had that tonight. But how about in that first inning, the strike him out, throw him out? What did that do for you?
Yeah, huge. Salvy's got an absolute cannon back there, so just get the action.
Brady said he didn't see him. We were just hoping for a nice clean splash tonight. And it's nice of him. He gave you the towel too. 3 hits, a splash, and a towel. But so that first inning, just the momentum and so quick to be able to get out of that.
Yeah, no, that was awesome. We'll strike him out, throw him out. Like I said, Sal's incredible back there. Just followed his lead tonight. Followed what he wanted and stuck to the game plan. It was a fun night.
Really, the only difficult inning it looked like was the 4th inning, and you end up with the bases loaded and then get the strikeout. Take us through the mindset there.
Yeah, obviously trying to get through that without a run scoring there, and like I said, trusting Salvi there. We had a good pitch to strike him out there and get out of it.
Matt Quatraro was saying before the game that start in Boston was a little bit different. All-star break, a lot of guys had off, needed to get some more guys in. That you could have gone a little bit longer, but how did you kind of process that, having to wait a little bit and then come back after the break?
Yeah, no, it was a good break. Obviously got to relax and kind of reset there, and we were coming back here to Kauffman with all these incredible fans, so we're excited to get back here and start this second half off.
Well, it's been a great start. I'll ask you the question that I think we're talking about every single night. When you look up end of the night, it's 3 more hits from Bobby Witt Jr. and everything else he does. What are you seeing?
Yeah, he has a phenom. So much fun to play with him and watch him every night. Something new happens every night, and he's huge for the city and huge for this team.
It's been incredible to watch you all season long. Great job. Looking forward to the next one.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you, fans. Appreciate it.
Brady Singer getting it done tonight.
Yeah, you can't get much better. The efficiency, every inning was right 10, 12, 14 pitches except the one. Locations, we always talk about it with him. It's the way he locates. He seemed to have it on both sides of the plate. He also had some good, bigger breaking balls, and I think that kept him off balance.
I know sometimes those bigger breaking balls are just true. Is there anything that you think, or just a matter of the way you throw?
I don't know how they register, or I see it like you're saying, but I don't know what the cutoff is, the threshold for that. But I know he's trying to do that. So some of them click, some of them don't. But regardless, you want him to have both.
There were a couple of times where he had runners on base coming in the jam and handling those moments. So.
Yeah, I don't think much phases him. He's an ultimate competitor. He's been in big spots before. He thrives on that kind of stuff, and sometimes he's unable to, but it's not because he's nervous or isn't up to the moment. Sometimes you get beat.
3 runs for your offense in that first inning there. What was the key to getting an early start against Cannon?
Yeah, good at bats. I mean, you put him together right out of the gate. Even Frazier. I mean, you didn't get on base, but he put a good at bat up there. And then Bobby, another hit. Vinny using the other side of the field. Salvi using the other side of the field. Renfroe with a 2-strike double. I mean, you just put them together. Massey with the triple. You put all those together, you're going to score some runs.
How important is it to accomplish those little things to kind of create that big spurt that you guys had?
Yeah, I don't really think of it as little things or big things. I think of it as you're doing your job. You're executing. You're putting a good at bat together, regardless of whether you're up, down, tied. That's the goal those guys go up there with every time. So it's nice to see them execute.
Couldn't have asked for a better start to the second half than your starters have done so far.
Yeah, it's hard to argue that. 14 innings without a run, and both of them want to keep going. So they're mad at me for taking them out. Not in the moment, but I'm sure they'll have something to say later.
Is there a balance at all? Like, you want the bullpen to get some work out of the break?
Yeah, I mean, exactly. That's it. Harvey hadn't pitched in 7 days. It actually worked out okay tonight because we got Sam Long up, we got Schreiber up twice, we got MacArthur up. So at least they got a little work other than with some adrenaline going, and then to get Chris in the game too was really nice.
Alrighty, y'all. Thank you so much for joining me on tonight's Royals recap. I did not do one last night for one very specific reason. Jeremy and I had an opportunity to sit down with one of the more exciting draftees by the Kansas City Royals, Kyle DeGroat. I get it, he was a 14th round pick, but we talked about why he fell. And I kind of gushed about why I'm excited to see what he can do in the minor league system. So please go check that out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts from, and make sure just leave us a comment if you want us to do more of those interviews. Cool, we'll do it. But if you don't like it, that's all right. Alrighty, my name is Jacob Milham. I'm going to get on out of here. Make sure you follow along on social media with us. Our links are down in the podcast description below. Until next time, go Royals.